Hello, my name is Mark Vogt, and I'm happy to present to you in the next few minutes Immutab and our development. Of course, first of all, my forward-looking statement. Now to hopefully more exciting things, our highlights. Immutab is the global leader when it comes to LAG-3, lymphocyte activation G3, which is one of the most promising immune checkpoints. And immune checkpoints matter in today's therapeutic landscape. They are little triggers to turn on or turn off the immune system. So as you can imagine, they can play a key role in a variety of different indications. And actually, Immutab is active in immuno-oncology as well as in autoimmune diseases. And we have 4 different product candidates. Of course, data, safety data, efficacy data, especially for our lead product candidate, eftilagimod, where we have a broad clinical trial program. And it's very important for us, first of all, to focus on the patients and their potential benefit. And then, of course, also to do that preferably together with the big pharmaceutical industry, because these are the guys who bring, at the end of the day, the products to the patients. And we actually collaborate with some of the largest pharmaceutical players in the world, like Novartis or GlaxoSmithKline, Pfizer, US or German Merck. And I think that's important, especially for a biotech company, to incorporate the feedback from those parties and translate it into good clinical development of your products. We have here a few financial key figures. I believe we are in a very solid financial position. We had end of June more than 26 million Australian dollars cash on bank, so that's good and covers our operations at least till end of next calendar year. Also, I would like to point to the fact, you can see that on the right hand side, that we have also revenues and income. For instance, we received from our partner GlaxoSmithKline in last October more than 7 million Australian dollars, and we receive also grants from Australia as well as from France. So we have significant amount of cash in, non-dilutive funding, if you like. And this is important, especially if you consider our expenses in research and development. Now, towards our 4 different product candidates. You see on the right-hand side, 2 product candidates in autoimmune diseases, where immunosuppression is the desired biological activity. There you see, on the one hand side, so-called depleting antibody, which we exclusively worldwide licensed to GlaxoSmithKline. And then also, we discovered a few years thereafter, the world's first agonist antibody, a very exciting program, also positioned in autoimmune diseases. Both programs targeting the troublemakers of more than 90% of autoimmune diseases, so a very upstream approach, which could lead to a potential game-changing the way you treat autoimmune diseases. Now to our core area of expertise, which is immuno-oncology. Of course, in a cancer setting, you would like your immune system to be active. We have 2 independent product candidates there. On the one hand side, a so-called immune checkpoint inhibitor, which we exclusively worldwide licensed to Novartis. And then on top of the left-hand side, you see eftilagimod alpha, or EFTI, a unique antigen-presenting cell activator, an immune booster, if you like. So this program uses LAG-3 to activate the so-called generals of the immune system, the APCs, which are creating more soldiers, T cells, for instance, by the physiological way, and provide the information to those soldiers whom to attack. And we use FD to boost these antigen-presenting cells. We have the global leadership position in LAG-3. That's no surprise, maybe also considering the fact that our CSO and CMO, Professor Frédéric Tribel, discovered LAG-3 in the 90s. He is immunologist and oncologist and the worldwide leading scientist. And we have more product candidates around LAG-3 than anyone else, including the big pharmaceutical industry. Here, the more traditional pipeline view you see for eftilagimod. a broader clinical trial program, and I believe it's very important. You should have multiple shots on goal, multiple indications, multiple combinations. One reality in today's oncology treatment is that a variety of different cancer indications, you treat patients with combinations of different good drugs. And this is what we try to do here as well. For instance, we combine eftilagimod together with Keytruda, a multi-billion-dollar blockbuster drug from Merck, also with avelumab, another drug from Pfizer and German Merck. And we have different clinical trials in different cancer indications. For instance, on top of that page, you see a trial called APEC, a metastatic breast cancer, then non-small cell lung cancer, head and neck cancer together with Merck. We have smaller phase 1 trials. But overall, I believe we address a number of different cancer indications which are economically very attractive. But of course, for most, it's about addressing unmet medical need, and this we have. We have here also with eftilagimod already achieved a licensing transaction some years ago in China with EOC, and development of eftilagimod is taking place actually in China, in the United States, in different European countries, and of course also in Australia. At the bottom you see the world's first agonist to LAG-3 called IMP761 at preclinical stage. We had a very nice publication at the peer-reviewed Journal of Immunology earlier this year. That's not all. Here you see the second part of our pipeline, the out-licensed immunotherapy pipeline. So the programs we partnered to Novartis and also a licensing agreement with GlaxoSmithKline. So we talk here about 2 worldwide exclusive licensing arrangements. Both parties are now in phase 2. Novartis, over 1,000 patients in oncology. GlaxoSmithKline last year started a phase 2 in ulcerative colitis, so they are active in autoimmune diseases. And we do not spend a single dollar on the development, specifically clinical development of these product candidates. But we collect milestone payments. Last time from GSK in October last year, more than 7 million Australian dollars. And later on so-called royalties, which are percentages of the revenues when the products have been successfully reaching the market. I believe it's good to have a very balanced pipeline. So 4 product candidates, 2 of them already partnered and out-licensed, generating income for us and hopefully more in the future. And 2 programs we are moving forward ourselves. Let's have a look at FD a little bit closer, our flagship. You may recall the immune booster in oncology. So it's a unique first-in-class MHC class 2 agonist. Of course, we successfully generated a number of data already. And we have here the program which has a potentially low cost of goods in a commercial setting. And this is important. Before COVID, and I'm very certain that it will come back even stronger after COVID, the pharmacoeconomical debate around drug pricing has been very intense. And we are going to see continuous pressure on drug price. And we have here with eftilagimod a candidate which is very nicely positioned in terms of low dosage, 30 milligrams per patient, good route of administration, so subcutaneously. In other words, we do not have a margin killer here. And this is of increasing importance, especially when you combine different modern products, because at the end of the day, these drugs also need to be affordable for the healthcare systems around the world. Now, a little bit of data here from our clinical trial, which we do in collaboration with Merck and Keytruda. So we generated data which we presented at AACR, at ESCO, so 2 of the most prominent and important conferences in the United States around cancer. And we presented data from first-line non-small cell lung cancer, second-line head and neck cancer. So we treat here in this clinical trial 3 different indications. It's already very well recruited, and we will put out new data at ESMO mid of September, and also then in the remainder of this year. So there's a lot of data to come, and I would like to encourage everyone to actually look at our website at the posters from ESCO, and then to follow the development of this clinical trial where we have Keytruda together with eftilagimod. Also, we have a trial in metastatic breast cancer, a terrible disease. A tumor not known to be very immunogenic. We saw, however, supportive results in terms of overall response rate, in terms of progression-free survival, especially strong in predefined subgroups. So this trial is running, and we hope to provide the market with an update in terms of overall survival by end of this year. Of course, it depends on the maturity of the data. But here's also a lot to expect and to look at. Oncology is the key driver of growth for the big pharmaceutical industry. This is why you see also a lot of deal value assigned to oncology transactions. This is, of course, a very data-driven business, and you need to deliver in terms of clinical data, safety, efficacy, manufacturing, regulatory progress. But if you do that, and if you have a good benefit for the patient, this goes hand in hand, and also with commercial success. And of course, this should positively reflect on our share price. We have a rich news flow expected for 2020 and 2021. I already mentioned ESMO, so we expect 2 posters there for the trial we do together with Merck. Also a data update and poster for the trial we do together with Pfizer. By end of this year, we expect more data from metastatic breast cancer. And of course, we will provide the markets with updates from our partners, as well as with regulatory process and progress. And this also applies to 2021. Here I should maybe also mention that our partner GlaxoSmithKline publicly announced that they expect clinical proof of concept in ulcerative colitis with our drug candidate in first half of 2021. So a lot to come. I would like to sum up. We have the global leadership position in terms of one of the most promising immune checkpoints, where you see a lot of developments by the big pharmaceutical industry. Dozens of clinical trials, thousands of patients. We are part of that. We are leading this space. We are really here at the forefront of medical innovation. We have good data. We continue to work hard on our clinical trials. We have a number of active clinical trials. And it's really unusual that a biotech company is leading in this space in such an important field. But we continue to work on our business model, the collaborations we have with Pfizer, with Merck, with Novartis, and GlaxoSmithKline. And of course, we hope to deliver there also success in the future. So please keep your fingers crossed for us. I would like to thank you very much for your attention. Hope that we see each other the next time, maybe in person. And yeah, thanks again.